Welcome back, Last Quest Barbecue Show. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for following on TikTok and Insta Reels. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. I still can't figure out stage left, stage right. That's all right, you get it. So today we're doing something interesting, fun, / Portuguese, a little bit Portuguese-y, so to speak, if that's a phrase, in honor, of course, of my wonderful Portuguese wife and in-laws. We're doing a kind of two treatments, two treatments, or the German way, two treatments of wonderful pork loin. We're going to start, of course, with the best Dubreton organic pork loins, and we are going to put on a pimenta garlicky sauce in one of them and a Cowboy crunch in another. We're going to see how that all kind of turns out. Smoke it all on the Yoder Pitmaster's Choice pellets. We're going to be using the Pitmaster's Choice Cowboy seasoning. There it is right there. I'm learning to linger longer now in front of the camera with these things. And then, of course, we're going to measure it with the meters, which are just proving to be a real asset in terms of just managing dinner, so I don't make dinner too late. All right, let's get started. So we're going to start making the paste for our first pimenta pork rub. We're going to take some basil leaves and we're going to crush them up, make them all kind of small and tiny. Now you could use a mortar and pesto for this. I'm just going to break them up by hand in here. And then we're going to add some of this pimenta. So this is homemade hot pimenta with salt and peppers. You may not have a Portuguese mother and father-in-law that make this amazing pimenta. You can buy it off the shelf. Fiera makes some great brands. I'm going to add a nice big dose of that into the mix. We are going to add some olive oil. I'm using Hughes olive oil. Great chef. Got a great product line. You'll be seeing more and more of his stuff because it's pretty amazing. 2 tablespoons of Chuck's olive oil. There we go. And then we're going to put some garlic. Now you could crush up some garlic. I like it pretty garlicky, so I'm going to use this chunky garlic. It's just something I found in my local Longo. So I'm going to put some garlic in here. I do want it pretty garlicky, and that's a fair bit, I think, mixing in with everything, so I'm pretty happy with that. We need some smoked paprika. What kind of Portuguese recipe would it be without smoked Hungarian paprika? Thank you, Gabe, for the smoked Hungarian paprika. Put about a tablespoon in there. And then we mix it all up. And that becomes our marinade for the pork. Now we're cooking our pork on Pitmaster Choice pellets. We're using their cherry whiskey pellets to give that nice kind of color, right? A little bit of color, a little bit of flavor, a little bit of smoke. There we go. So we got a nice, super nice rub there, made up real quickly. Like I said, you can buy that pimenta on the store. It's not my in-laws' pimenta. Sorry, it won't be as good. Look at that, I even have a garbage can back here now. Wow, talk about getting my shit together. All right, let's get going. Cheers, by the way. The brand new, soon to be online for sale, Yeti Last Quest Barbecue drinking vessels. All right, so let's get these prepped, which is not a lot. I'm going to use my Dale Strom super sharp knife. Check out those Dubreton organic porks, the only pork I cook with. I do trust them. Great group of folks. Plus, they also make great product, treat their animals right, which treats us right. So there you go. All right, 2 beautiful pork loins. Now, of course, you could do this with like 1 pork loin, but not the way I'm doing. I mean, you'd have to cut it in half. Again, we're doing 2 different treatments here, which you're going to see. Let's take a quick look at these. So I'm kind of wanting to get all of this fat off of this one with this wonderful Dale Strom knife. Trim off this fat, plus the silver skin. Get underneath a bit. There we go. In this recipe, that'll be pretty chewy. Other recipes, I guess if you cook longer, it'd be okay, but plus my wife really hates anything that's chewy like that. If you don't have a good knife, this seems like really hard, so do invest in a good knife. And in fact, this knife could be sharpened a bit. I think I've said that in about 10 episodes, and I still haven't sharpened them yet. And it still keeps going. I've had this one for several months. In this case, cut slowly towards you, but use gravity of the weight of the pork loin. You just kind of start to pull that off. So a bit of work to do. All right, there we go. 2 nice pork loins prepped and ready to go. All right, so what are we going to do with these? For both of them, I want to score them. And I'm going to cross-hatch them. This is the perfect knife, obviously, for that. Flip this around, and I will score this way now. This will get all of that seasoning in to the meat. We're having some beautiful Portuguese potatoes with this. All right, there we go. Good, good, good. So for one of them, I'm going to use the pimenta. Put that on. generously. Flip that around. Making sure it's going on in all these cracks and crevices. Beautiful. Now for this one, using my binder that I typically use on ribs, this is a combination of mustard and Worcestershire sauce. And simply take our Pitmaster's Choice Cowboy grit. And this has got beautiful coffee notes, ancho notes. It's become a family favorite. So congratulations to Dorian for this one. I've had coffee seasoning, which is quite good, but this one adds the ancho flavor, and it takes it over the top. And in my mind, it's nice granulars, well built, not too much salt. So congratulations again, Dorian, from Pitmaster's Choice Pellets. All right, now, one last thing, and I always usually forget this on the set. We're gonna add in our meter. We're gonna put that in, and we'll let that tell us when that's done. There we go. Got one more. Of course, we always know when to put it to this line. Put it in the side. And ready to go. We're gonna cook it at 350 on the Yoder. So let's get over there, bring our meters. It's another thing I usually forget, and let's get going. All right, we're over to the Yoder. It's warmed up to almost to 350, which is where I want it. We're cooking on the Pitmaster's Choice Charisse whiskey. For you English-speaking people, cherry whiskey, straight from a blend of cherry wood and whiskey barrels. I've tried this before. It's fantastic. And of course, one thing you can count on with Pitmaster's Choice, 100% hardwood, no additives, no oil, no bark. All good stuff. Small batch, made in, there you go, made in Canada. All right, let's get these onto the Yoder. We'll put her in the hotter end, right there. There we go. Now, let's get our meters set up. Let's get our app open. Let's wait for those to connect. All right, both of them connect. Let's go for this one. Tap to set up. We're cooking pork. We're cooking loins. We're on a smoker. 145, start cook. Brilliant. Now let's go back and set up the other one. Isn't this great? When these two, you can run them both. Pork, loin, smoker, start. Estimated cook time takes a bit of time because I'm going to shut the lid and it'll come up, but it's fantastic. The only way to go. Let's get this lid closed and let's get this pork smoking. All right, the meter is telling us we are done. So let's take a look at how we've done. It's been about, I don't know, like 45 minutes and they're done perfectly. All right, let's get these off. Very nice, very nice. And of course I got my glove with my cotton glove underneath, which is how I can touch that. There we go. All right, so this is looking really good. The coffee looks delicious. And this is interesting, right? We got the oil, the pimenta. Let's see how that's gonna taste. Let's get going and let's serve it up. Now this pork is cut up. It looks delicious. Look at this beautiful, moist, cooked perfectly. My wife likes it cooked a little longer. I cooked it to about 148, 149. Look at that. Delicious. And then, of course, we're having it with some Portuguese potatoes. And as it happens, both use Chuck Hughes olive oil and his lovely platter, cooking platter, which we quite like, kind of cast iron, coated cast iron for these Portuguese potatoes. So there you go. Let's dig in and give it a try. Okay, so we've got now our two types of pork, our Pimenta pork loin and our Cowboy pork loin. We have our delicious potatoes. I'm gonna top them off with a little bit of Chuck Hughes olive oil, but they've been in the oven. They look delicious, and we've got some fresh from the garden cucumbers. Let's give it a try. Let's give the Pimenta one a try. Oh, that's really good. It's a bit salt forward, but it's really spectacular. So the pimenta combined with the olive oil and combined with the bay leaves and along with the smoked Hungarian paprika come together. Beautiful. Make this recipe. Honey, how would you say enjoy your dinner in Portuguese?
Bom apetite.
All right, bon appetit.